Welcome, gamers, to the Barracks, where we place you face to face with featured commanders. Our guest this episode is Corporal Bruno.
Hi, I'm Corporal Bruno. I'm the head training instructor assistant for the Endwar division at Tactical Warfare. I also run numerous tournaments throughout the year, try to keep the game interesting and more players connected.
Thanks, Bruno. Our question this episode comes from Dire Deadeye. He wants to know, how do you form a strategy for a given conquest map? What factors should you consider when determining your deployments, strategies, and tactics?
Well, that's a good question, Dragon. And the first thing you need to do is go to skirmish mode, pull up that map, start to look at details, such as how many uplinks there are, if there's an odd or even number, if there's any uplink clusters, or if they're all spread out, or if it's an open map, or a map that's confined to urban terrain. All these things will help you decide which way you want to run it. The biggest factor, though, is forcing DEFCON. If they have 9 uplinks, like Shenandoah, then you're going to want to double cap. By double cap, you want to take 4 uplinks. And after you have 4 uplinks, the other opponent has 4 uplinks, or could have 4 uplinks. Then you want to position yourself to take 2 at once. This allows the opponent to still have crash and leave you with a victory timer. The next important thing when formulating your strategy is deciding upon your opening move. Your opening move could be all riflemen, or you could try to take some armor and really pack a punch up on the front line. That's what I recommend. With Europe, you really want to push forward and establish a front line somewhere in the middle of the map. You do that with a tank, a transport, and a rifleman. This pretty much nullifies anything they bring to you. They bring a transport, your tank takes it, etc. Then you can backfill your uplinks with riflemen and engineers however you see fit, calling in your gunships artillery. Now, if you're Russia, you may not want to reach out to the middle of the map right off the bat. Your speed's really going to set you back. But when you're playing with Russia, you may want to take your back uplinks right off the bat. If you have more HP and more defense and armor, you can push forward on that front line as you move. That's really how you want to take the battlefield, is spot by spot with Russia. Now with America, the JSF, they're really versatile units. So you can either sit back and move forward your front line as you go, just like you would with Russia, or play more aggressive and reach out like Europe and go to the middle of the map and establish that front line right off the bat, and then backfill your uplinks. Now sometimes you may want to drop your tank off the opening deployment and instead use a command vehicle. So your opening deployment would look something like this on Shenandoah. You would take a transport and a rifleman, accompanied by a command vehicle, and you'd run all the way to the middle of the map and take an uplink on the other side. That command vehicle really acts as its own mini combat chain. To be a versatile player in this game, you need to learn how to use it correctly. Now things differ when you're playing a much more open map. For instance, Pamlico, very open map. So you might want to consider taking extra riflemen instead of armor off the bat, just to get that extra CP rolling. We take Pamlico, we take 4 riflemen. That's the only thing that you want to try with Europe. You take 5 uplinks right off the bat by capping the closest one to you and running straight to the next one, as well as taking the other 3 uplinks with your riflemen. That gives you 20 CP pretty much within the first 4 minutes of the game. Allows you to deploy a full set of combat chain and anything else that you might need to hold your front line. Only something you really want to try on a really open map. So we'll revisit this to conclude. The open map, you want to reach out and establish operating posts at all your major uplink clusters. And on an elongated map like Shenandoah, or a more closed map, you really want to concentrate on establishing a front line that's hard for the enemy to break through. That way they don't have access to your backup links, and you can somehow push them forward as you go. Thanks for having me on the show, Dragon. I appreciate your time and effort. Hopefully anybody who's taking a break from this game will come back, start playing again. Look forward to seeing you all on the battlefield. Corporal Bruno signing out.
Thanks, Bruno, and thank you, the viewer, for watching. Be sure that you leave a comment and subscribe so that you don't miss out on the next episode of the Barracks. I've been your host, the Red Dragon. Until next time.